Thank you so much, Madam Chair, and thank you to all of our witnesses for coming here today and offering your expertise and testimony. Madam Chair, I think one of the things that we're really just trying to do is figure out and nail down a basic timeline, which for whatever reason has been a little bit difficult to have some of our witnesses, some of the testimony corroborate with other documents that we've received. And I think it's just important for us to just get the facts on the timing of some of these things. So in that respect, I would like to submit to the record the official Department of Defense timeline of the facts that they are aware of on January 6th.
Without objection.
Now, according to public reporting, D.C. Mayor Muriel Bowser first called Army Secretary Ryan McCarthy to ask for help at 1:34 p.m. It was about 8 minutes after the Capitol was evacuated. Now, Mr. Miller, you are the former acting Secretary of Defense during the Trump administration. That's correct?
Yes.
Now, by this point, 1:34 p.m., according to your written testimony, you were, quote, aware that demonstrators had breached the Capitol. And it seems as though at 3 p.m., about an hour and a half later, you determined that, quote, all available forces of the D.C. National Guard are required to reinforce MPD and USCP positions. Now, that's not an authorization to deploy to the Capitol, correct?
I gave full authorization to deploy, ma'am.
You gave full authorization to deploy at 3 p.m.?
Yes.
Okay.
No, it went out at 3:04. I did at 3, yes.
Okay, it seems here that this is in contradiction with the Department of Defense timeline. According to the Department of Defense timeline, you authorized the National Guard to help clear the Capitol at 4:32 p.m.
That was based on, I was awaiting the concept of operations, the plan that General Walker put together. So he had full authority in my mind at 3:04. And then he had to do his planning sequence to figure out how he wanted to accomplish that.
So the actual order for the Guard to help clear the Capitol did not, for whatever reason, processes that you allude to, did not happen until 4:32 p.m., correct?
That's when the concept of the plan was formally approved.
So it was formally approved at 4:32 p.m. to send the National Guard to help clear the Capitol when the breach happened at 1:34 p.m. At 3:19 p.m., one moment, at 3:19 p.m., Army Secretary McCarthy spoke with Speaker Pelosi and Schumer and told them that you had approved the full mobilization of the D.C. National Guard. At 4:08, Vice President Pence reportedly had a conversation with you to, quote, clear the Capitol. Is that correct? And I understand that he's not in the chain of command, but that is correct in the nature of the conversation, correct?
I did have a conversation with him, and I told him that the Capitol was going to be cleared. He might have said something to that extent, but it was more a conversation, very brief.
So what we have here is that the order was not issued after a conversation with D.C. Mayor Bowser. The order to clear the Capitol was not issued after a conversation with Speaker Pelosi. It was not issued after a conversation with Leader Schumer. This conversation with Vice President Pence happened at 4:08, and at 4:32 was when the actual verbal authorization, according to the Department of Defense, happened. That was nearly 3 hours after Mayor Bowser first requested National Guard assistance. Why did it take 92 minutes after ordering the full mobilization of the D.C. National Guard at 3 p.m. to authorize and help clear the Capitol at 4:32?
And I'm sorry, and I think this is a great conversation, and I want to be completely helpful. So at 3 p.m., gave the order to deploy, to mobilize the National Guard. Then the planning sequence went forward. So The concept of the operation, the plan was approved at the time
So
you
it took,
you designated.
and I apologize just because I have a short period of time. So it took 90 minutes to plan to send the National Guard to the Capitol. Now, Major General Walker testified that it actually wasn't until 5:08 p.m. that he finally received authorization to deploy his forces to the Capitol. Mr. Miller, do you have any reason to doubt Major General Walker's recollection of events that day?
I do not have any reason to doubt. I think there's, I hate to bring up Clausewitz, but the fog and friction, and there was so much going on. So I can understand there's an inconsistency and it's perhaps disagreement.
Thank you very much. I yield my time.